soul speaking to you directly. When your brain shuts off, when you can actually quiet your brain, the voice you hear is the only voice that's in there, which is your essence, your soul. When you clear away the mind, it will usually speak not in English. Okay? If you have a voice that speaks to you in English, it's probably not your soul. Okay? It speaks to you through metaphor, through things like that. That tingling in your hands, you know what you need to do. Okay? And you need to tell people about it and go and get your hands on it. So, anybody else have something? Yeah.
I felt like you go first. I didn't see one.
Go ahead.
No, I just felt like 3 areas, but the 5th was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
There was a sense of discomfort.
Right.
But in my area, my heart, kind of like when they do the Reiki, when you get that sense of open, I felt that at the same time. So it was kind of chaos.
Nice. So what if you are a lot more powerful than you tell people you are? That would be a problem.
Well, because you don't like people to judge you and say that you're crazy with stuff you might know or feel.
Totally. You're talking to the guy.
Remember, he's up here.
But really, that's
We're talking crazy town.
You know.
All right. Yeah. Yes. But for you especially, when this opens, when the heart opens, that means it has to open to all of you. And this is your life journey. One of the things that you would work on in the program is learning how to start telling people how awesome you are. Because there's a lot in there that you're holding back by not telling people stuff. And it's not just about what you see on them or anything. It's really just about how fantastic a person you are and how strong you are. Okay, because the 5th chakra will fall into that charismatic leader group occasionally. And getting that passion in your heart to come out through your voice. Charismatic leaders' primary tool is their speaking. It's like they're willing to create in the world through their voice. So that was sort of calling you to say, what am I not telling people about me? That's pretty cool. Because it's really, when we ask people to tell something about themselves, it's like tell the person your deepest, darkest secret, and almost everybody says, oh my God, this happened to me when I was 10. And I was like, nobody says, I'm an unbelievable cook, I eat faster than I'm incredibly quick, you should see the dexterity I have. Nobody says that, because we don't think, it's not even part of our programming to remind other people how awesome we are, what we're really good at. It's like, some people can come into your garage. I heard this woman called the Garage Guru. She made my garage look unbelievable in like 2 hours. It's like, she's got a little sign, the advertisement. I was like, if she hadn't put that out, how would I have ever known? Who are you? You got to tell people. You got to really, especially if you got good stuff. Anybody else? We're not going to do everybody, but anybody else want to have something? Yeah.
It was intense. It was definitely like upper chakras, heart, throat, third eye.
Yep.
It was kind of crazy, like stereophonic. I was almost like felt like I was kind of moving around the room myself, with the sounds were kind of like coming in and out from different directions, and it was really powerful.
Nice. So you were really powerful. So that's an important thing to understand, is that nothing ever happens outside your field. Your brain will project it onto the bowls. You'll be like, well, that's what the bowls made me feel that. The truth is that the bowls don't. All the bowls do is they enhance the speakers so you can feel what's actually going on. You've got a big field. Okay, you blend a couple things there. You blend both the creative idealist and the charismatic leader. Okay, similar to what I do, a little bit in there, but so there's this huge energy that loves to be sort of all spread out and sort of, you didn't realize how much you were panning the room. Okay, until the bowls played, and then you're like, wow, there's big and there's juice in this. Well, you're feeling you, and that's a quality of you that when your brain's thinking, you don't get to experience, you don't get to have. And when you can't have it, you can't share it. Healing's about sharing your truth. Healing's about sharing this vibration, what is awesome. Martin Luther King stood up there and said, this is what it looks like to be a human being that will not back down. You think you can do that too? And he just held it. It's like, I'm willing to die for my cause. Are you? And he woke up everybody else who wanted and was ready to vibrate at that, but they didn't know what it even looked like. A healer is a person that walks in the room, and you've had many healers in your lives. Teachers, we've had teachers that just walk in and just who they are. It wasn't what they were teaching you, it was who they were that transformed your life. So that's the biggest part of it. And to know who you are, you're going to have to feel it. And be willing to pan the room sometimes. And like, oh, I'm doing that. Nobody's even knowing. I don't even have to tell you that. I'm having fun in there. All right, so what I'd like to do right now is, those are the three primary legs of what we will be teaching you in the program. We'll be teaching you about that core profile, whether you're a charismatic leader or a knowledgeable achiever or a team player or a creative idealist or an emotional intelligence specialist. And you will find that each one of those there's no one that's more powerful than the other. Christ was an emotional intelligence specialist, okay? He was the person that felt you all the way down to your core. He was the one that said, God, it's in there, kingdom of heaven, look, right in there. Don't you feel it? He was feeling at a level that nobody else had ever felt on this planet. He felt the heart. He felt what it was like to live in the heart chakra, to hold the consciousness of universal heart. And he was able to tell people about it because it was who he was. And it transformed the world. So that softness, that gentleness, he might have had a little charismatic leader in there. But that softness that he had was what transformed the world. Each of the qualities is essential. Right now the world's being run by the charismatic leaders and the knowledgeable achievers. The team players, the thinkers are being hired by them and their ideas are being stolen. The team players are just working for them, and the emotional intelligence specialists are just getting left in the dust. Well, nobody cares about feelings anymore. It's all about, can I get the job done? Are we making enough money? Are we getting there? Until the world comes into balance around those three elements, those five elements, and the leadership in the world starts recognizing that those other three are actually an enormous power of unity and strength, we can't come into power. We can't balance the world. We're on a train wreck here. The same thing's applying with you. How often do you criticize when you overfeel? How often do you kick yourself for being too helpful with people? It's like, oh, I helped that person, they didn't help me back, and they didn't appreciate me. How often and how often do you criticize yourself for getting lost in your thoughts? Oh, I left my keys inside the house. What an idiot! I was such a goofy. You don't recognize that you were also having this amazing experience, this thinking experience, or this feeling experience, this sharing experience. Those are human experiences that each one of you have all five, but you'll learn how to recognize the other ones by knowing your own really well. Okay? So, there's a profile, then you'll feel them through the chakras, and then you practice feeling those chakras through the meditations we teach you and the hands-on healings that you work with. Every healing you do, you'll hold the vibration of the chakras in a different way. And you'll start being able to hold your energy field, literally, by choice. It's like I'm holding the second chakra right now. I actually discovered the bowls after I had learned, I was 2 years into my healer training, and I was learning to hold the chakras, and when my friend bought me a bowl for my birthday and played the bowl, I was like, wow. I was like, that feels just like what I do when I'm holding the second chakra. And then it was the second chakra bowl, and I was like, that's very interesting. So I started training with the bowls for myself personally. And then I said, well, I run my school. I'm going to give the healers a chance, because you advance 10 times faster. You work with the bowls, your healing practice will just go. Yes?
Which bowls are those?
These are the F sharp, which is the F is the heart. F sharp is the spiritual life purpose point, and the C sharp, which is also known as the Dantian in the martial arts. It's the physical life purpose point. So we have these 2 points that give us